there's somebody out there who spells it with a K.
Getting real creative there.
Creative with a K. K-R-E-A.
Creative with a K.
Creative with a K. K stands for cool. Concussion's pretty cool. Right.
Auto-aim bringing a Runecraft deck to the board.
What is this? Daria? Oh, Zeus. Oh, animated Zeus. Mulligan,
Whoa.
see ya. Maybe it'll show up again. It is Dragoncraft after all. But 2 ramp. It's not bad.
We don't often see Zeus in a ramp deck. I'm going to assume that there's more Storm
Dragon.
cards.
Yeah, Storm
Absolutely.
Dragon. I feel like it's typically a choice between something like Zeus or Genesis Dragon or something like that. But I feel like I've just seen so many Sahak Wheel Dragoncraft decks that...
How do you do?
And maybe this deck even just still has Sahak Wheel and it's just like Zeus is one of the things as well, you know?
Right, right.
Gonna automatically have that Storm on it.
I love the draw that Kuncussion had. He had Oracle on turn 2, and he's going to be able to get Rahab on the field next turn. That's, I think, one of the perfect turns that a ramp Dragon deck can have is Oracle right into Rahab. And he's got Sybil in the hand for next turn. I love this curve that Kuncussion was able to get. But Daria coming out really early for auto-aim, that's going to be really great as well. He's going to be able to spell boost that right out of the gate.
Yep. Maybe happens to have a mage that's incidentally as old as dirt, if you didn't know. Old as dirt, by the way.
And he's got the first evolve point. He's going to be able to get Levi on the field and evolve before anything else. I love the first opportunity to evolve with Levi. That's why I love Runecraft and Daria going second.
We did talk about this as well in terms of just the Runecraft versus Dragoncraft matchup and kind of pacing of what is strong and when Dragoncraft kind of hits. We talked about that within the context of D-Shift, but in Daria, I think it's a little bit different. In many ways, you're kind of playing yourself almost into Breath of the Salamander, right? Because a lot of Runecraft's goal is just to flood the board with minions after the Daria combo, but then Breath of the Salamander comes in and could just wipe or weaken a lot of those minions. Now, I think something like an Ogler, for example, wouldn't die by the AoE, and then you have to deal with the Daria and the Ogler in hand. So, I don't know. It was a pretty good draw for both players.
Absolutely, and I think the ramp has been absolutely perfect for Kuncussion. He's going to have Sybil on turn 5.
He's giving him an 8 play point turn now. Took down Aela with the Crimson Sorcery.
So he's going to be able to play Sybil. He's going to get the full effect out of Sybil right on turn 5 with the healing and the extra orb.
Yep.
Being able to play Bahamas next turn. And Breath of the Salamander on the same turn as he evolves Sybil.
Really, it's so faked out by you whenever you say that.
Healing back up to full health, able to play Ouroboros next turn if he wants, or Bahamas. Clear the board.
Oh my gosh. All right. Turn is now in the hands of Dance of Death. Okay.
That's his whole turn.
That was the
right
whole
there.
turn. Daria's down to 3 costs. You've got 1 spell. Ideally, you want to play the minions, or you want to play the followers.
Getting the animated Zeus on the board is tempting. It's difficult to deal with. Knowing that auto-aim just used Dance of Death the previous turn.
Yeah.
The chances that he'd have a second one, or maybe Fiery Embrace, another spell boost card that could get rid of some followers.
Yeah, and I mean, removal typically is actually really great against Dragoncraft. Aside from Ouroboros, where you kind of want Banish rather than just straight removal. There he is. Oh, that's... My god. Look at his beard. Fantastic.
His beard and his ball head coming in clutch this game.
He's as old as dirt. Crimson Sorcery? Is he going to throw the Levi in there as well? Now he's got 2 1-cost spells, and that's going to be kind of useful because it's going to keep pushing Dara's cost down lower and lower, as well as the Ogler. So he's actually got a fairly good combo going here for himself. But how do you remove Zeus?
That's right, you can't go for any face damage as long as Zeus is on the field. Storm, Bane, and Ward.
Oh, he's going to have to trash his Ogler if he decides to play Daria this turn.
And his Crimson Sorcery.
I don't think he's going for it.
He's going to wait a turn. Okay, very smart.
Yep.
Very smart.
We've got 5-10 on the board, 15 health. Now, Ouroboros, probably.
Probably, I'd say that's the optimal play here. Getting 3 damage to face and that
It's
other
just
follower.
awkward kind of to play the Bahamut in this situation.
Right.
Could maybe draw, but I think Ouroboros is so highly valuable anyways. Is there an evolve? No.
He's going to play it safe. He's going to save that on.
Yep.
Maybe in case Draconic Fervor next turn. Heal for 3 health.
Still no good way to kind of get rid of. So he can play both the Blade Mage and the Ogler and then the Daria for a big turn.
But that's so much gas, so
Yep.
much energy, and cards that are used on just getting rid of the Zeus. We'll see what this draw is going to bring.
Another Blade Mage. So, it didn't quite spell boost it to the end there. So, he's at 0 play points, so he's going to have to do swing for 7. Goodbye. Wipe the Ouroboros, heals for 3. And this is the eternal problem. I mean, you could just play Bahamut, and there goes your Daria combo, right?
Right.
Ouroboros instead. There 1. Nice. And the evolve as well. And this is what we're talking about, kind of what is the payoff you get for playing Daria? Not only did it come later than when Dragoncraft kind of made it to 10 play points, but Dragoncraft has been playing incredible value back-to-back, and your whole Daria combo just got dunked by...
Mutagenic Bolt getting the best value out of it, getting to take Ouroboros off the field.
Wow, they're going to start hitting themselves. That's actually fantastic. Draconic Fervor to try to draw options.
But
that was a huge draw for auto-aim.
Definitely a huge draw. Now he's got Grimnir and Sahaquiel next turn if he wants to use any of those combos. But the Flame Rat is working in favor of Kuncussion.
He has so much self-healing. At least you got rid of the Ouroboros, but...
And Melvi, probably the worst double-edged sword in this specific situation when Dragoncraft only has 2 cards in its hand.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely don't want to give the Dragoncraft player a full hand of 7 cards.
Yep, so 1 damage each. Now, I think this situation is still... You could... There's only 1 card in the hand of the Dragoncraft player. Oh, he's going to place a Hawk. Bring in the Bahamut. Doesn't have the evolve point, but I think Kuncussion just says, you know what, I'm just going to play all my cards now, because the next turn, unless you top deck something huge, you're done.
Right, Kuncussion really wanted to bring this match to a close. Next turn, Magic Missile on the top deck.
No, Daria! All right, Melvi. Oh!
It's knowledge I seek.
There's no way.
You have my gratitude.
Wow.
Thanks, bro.
Kuncussion takes the first game in the match in the round of 8. Auto aim. You know, to be fair, you make it this far with a Runecraft deck. Props to you.
Yeah, way to go.
Props
That's
to you,
the
but...
last thing I expected to see. We just got done talking about in the pre-show how in JCG on Sunday there were 0 occurrences of Runecraft showing up in the playoffs.
So if only Auto Aim would make it 1 round further into the semifinals, because the broadcast for JCG start at the final 4 players. If only Auto Aim would make it to the semis, then he could have surpassed many of the...
He could break the record.
Yeah,
he could start something new.
Yeah, the one and only, the Runecraft that was chosen to be. But, hey, do you think that Auto Aim is going to go for Runecraft again?
I'd have to know what his other deck choice was and what the other player's deck choice, because they know what decks they're going against. They're able to see their opponent's decks.
Yes.
Mutagenic Bolt, I love the way that it got rid of Ouroboros. That was absolutely
It's such
clutch.
a shame that it didn't bring the win. We were talking about that too in the first week. Mutagenic Bolt Daria was a thing that people had developed very quickly.
It's
and of
absolutely...
course, I was very interested in it because...
It's really strong against aggro decks, aggro Shadow. Being able to completely transform all the enemy followers. All the Whites and the Thanes and the Ectors that they've got on their field. Really potent card.
So let's go ahead and see the next, what happens next on the next episode of Kuncussion versus Auto Aim. Could you imagine if one episode was just one game of Shadowverse, how slow that would be?
How many weeks?
Actually, that's about right, because both players would stand there and yell at each other for a while and kind of power up. And then the 10 minutes of the actual like combat would happen, and then it would be the next episode. That sounds about right. That's like the formula, I believe.
That would work. Kuncussion, changing over to a shadow deck, and autoaim, bringing out a sword deck. This is the third sword deck we've seen all day.
I love the bravery from autoaim. I love it.
Yeah, bringing.
Let's not look at Dragoncraft. Let's not look at Shadowcraft. I'm going to bring 2 decks, and of course, Swordcraft is not necessarily that far removed from what can be very effective in tournament play, but still, that's awesome.
And the curve from Kuncussion is great. 1 cost, 2 cost followers right out of the gate. If he could get Prince Catacomb, that would absolutely solidify one of the best combos that makes this deck so strong.
Hey, word on the street is that it's Ector. What are your thoughts?
Ector, yeah, that's what I've been told. Someone, very nice person, reached out to me and said, "Hey, bro, you totally pronounced the name of the card wrong. It's an alternate spelling of the name Hector. You imbecile."
Is it really? Oh, huh. Interesting. Hector.
Hector. Yes.
Maybe we should just call him the Demon Lord.
The Demon Lord
is pretty cool, to be honest.
Stay safe. It's Demon Lord.
Yeah. There it is.
There it is, Prince Catacomb.
Oh God. Oh God. The Skeleton Knight, and now you don't have. Oh man.
What are you hiding inside?
What are you hiding? Isn't that creepy?
It's a little creepy.
A little bit creepy. Oh my gosh. Shadowcraft. To be fair, it's just 1 damage, right? That's what I always think when I play against a Shadowcraft
Top deck, Floor Fencer, what a great card. I was so worried about that hand from autoaim. He had 3 Alberts in hand on turn 4 with the first of off point, but he was able to draw Floor Fencer. Really, that's got to feel really good.
Not very nice curves on that, but he made out. He made out okay.
Absolutely. Still in this fight. Still has got many more skeletons to deal with.
Man, look at these animated cards. Get animated Cerberus and the animated Ariet. Probably one of the nicest looking cards out there. How does that fit into this? You trying to get Albert to swing 3 times? is that what the goal is here? If not, that style play would be incredible. Oh my God. Skeletons after skeletons.
Skeletons for days. Absolutely brutal.
And the Soul Squasher.
Is that the second Catacomb we've seen?
Yep, this is Catacomb number 2.
I'm willing to bet there's a 3rd one in the deck.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
3 Alberts in hand. What does the main leader even draw at this point?
Fencer, maybe, if that's in hand. White General. We see those cards. Tsubaki. Yeah, of course.
Let's see. There it is. Of course. Of course.
So 1 mana point gonna go to waste there.
There's still not a good way out of this situation.
No, there's not. Even Cyclone Blade, were he to draw it, I don't think he's running it. I don't think autoaim has it in his deck. Even that would only work more in the favor of Kuncussion, giving him more shadows to utilize when turn 7 rolls around and Iktar is going to be placed on the field.
Yeah. And not even... Yeah. You know, I feel like against Shadow, you just need to bite the bullet. Just do it. Just summon all the skeletons.
But then you're only making Shadow even stronger by destroying all those followers.
Yeah, because it's gaining shadows. There it is. Cerberus gets played here. Lots of damage. Maybe throw the skeleton with the Catacomb effect on it first.
And then you would be able to take out the evolved Lancer. Or you could spend a skeleton on that.
Yep, I think spending the skeleton was the right choice. You don't really lose board control.
And you still get another skeleton.
Yep. Super efficient. Took down a 4 damage card. And the Evolve Orb. Evolve Orb sunk into it. 5 to the face.
This is interesting that Kuncussion has now got 5 full followers on the board. That's a lot of damage to deal with, but next turn, depending on what autoaim does, there's not really a huge way out of this that I can see, but Kuncussion won't be able to play Ector next turn. and get the full effect out of that card if his board remains the same. Obviously, I think auto-aim is going to evolve the mage here and try to clear the board some. But that's just, even that's going to work in Kuncussion's favor.
So I don't actually know. You've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's no actual way to clear this board. Takes down the 4 dip. Yep.
I should have foreseen this.
I should have foreseen this. Goodbye, auto-aim. That, you know, in some ways unfortunate. I would have loved to see how he got this far with a Runecraft and Swordcraft deck, but as fate has dictated, Dragoncraft and Shadowcraft is pretty good.
Yeah, I wish we could
That was a pretty ideal game for Shadowcraft as well.
Oh, absolutely. Being able to get